What's new? President Trump is taking on Goodyear, why he tweeted Americans should buy their tires elsewhere, and how the company is responding.
Move-in day. We take you inside Kent State classrooms and dorms to show you what's being done to keep students safe.
Pretty much ruined all of his plans.
Plus, going home. Students at 4 other colleges already switching to online learning. Your chance to vote on whether it's safe to send kids back to campus.
And a lesson before school starts, how to get your kids used to wearing a mask without constantly touching their faces.
And you screamed for it. Today is National Soft Ice Cream Day. We're going to tell you how to make a healthier version using fruit. What's new starts now.
And now, live from WKYC Studios, this is What's New.
Are halfway to Friday. Hello again, Northeast Ohio. Thank you so much for choosing What's New. It's great to be with you again. Hope you're having a terrific Wednesday afternoon alongside Betsy Kling. I'm Jay Crawford. Hi, Bets.
Hi, it's Wednesday.
We're
this is one of those days I need like 6 more hours.
To get everything done?
To get everything done.
You had 8 phone calls last night, you said. Did you get all of those phone calls done?
I can't catch up with anything, and now like all the school information is really coming out.
It's even
and I'm
busier.
trying to catch up with all that stuff. It is just mind-blowing.
We need to petition for 28-hour days for Betsy.
I think I would take every single bit of that, and there's days I would probably need more, and I know I am not alone in that. That's called being a mom in a lot of cases, or a parent, period, certainly. I'll tell you what, parents and kids, definitely education continues to be the focus of where minds are right now, and our big story today involves a tweet from President Trump. We're going to start with this. This is an interesting one. It read, "Don't buy Goodyear tires. They announced a ban on MAGA hats. Get better tires for far less." It went on today. This is what the radical left Democrats do. Two can play the same game, and we have to start playing it now.
Now, as you can imagine, this tweet created quite the stir. Our Mark Namick is live outside Goodyear headquarters in Akron. He went there to get to the bottom of all of this. Mark, let's start at the very beginning. Why was the president so upset with Goodyear? What happened?
Hi, Jay. He is reacting to a story out of Kansas about a slideshow that was shown to employees there that was trying to reinforce the message that during this political time, you shouldn't be wearing any political attire. But it had a message that was specifically targeted the president's, Make America Great Again hat as an example, but did not show anything related to Joe Biden. So it was taken very much as a political message, though the company is saying that's not the case.
So, Mark, what is Goodyear Corporation saying about this policy exactly? Did this policy come from them? Did it come from local Topeka? Where did it come from?
Yeah. The slideshow that was captured in a now viral tweet did not come from corporate headquarters, and they didn't explain who created it, but they do stand by their ban on political messaging. And they didn't talk any further about really why they didn't identify anything specific for Joe Biden's campaign, but they did emphasize that they do support police because Blue Lives Matter was also a message that they used as an example that is unacceptable, and that itself has created its own firestorm.
Yeah, in the visual, there was an acceptable column, an unacceptable column. Black Lives Matter was in the acceptable column. Blue Lives Matter was in the unacceptable column. I think that's where a lot of the confusion began. All right, Mark Namick, live from Goodyear in Akron. Mark, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Well, now on your feet at 5, today is move-in day for Kent State students. And so today's question of the day is, do you feel safe sending your child to college? You can weigh in at WKYC.com/vote now. While you vote, our senior health correspondent, Monica Robbins, is here to explain what's new on Kent's campus to try to keep everybody safe. Hi, Monica.
Hey, Bets. Yeah, like many public universities, Kent State is doing what it can to take precautions against the spread of COVID-19. And today, students began moving into campus dorms, which are about 70% capacity intentionally. Many courses have moved online, and campus activity has been limited. There's signage around campus with safety guidelines. And while they're doing all they will likely see cases. So they've also put up quarantine and isolation space in case it's needed. And students are only allowed one visitor in their room at a time. And while they're not going to test all students, they will test those who are symptomatic.
I actually think we'll be okay with all of the flashes, safe sevens. I think the school has been having a pretty good protocol with everything going on. I do like how we're required to wear a mask all the time, and if everyone does follow, I think we should be okay.
So Kent State is also having ongoing discussions with the city of Kent, making sure that they're not only managing what's happening on campus, but also giving guidance off campus as well. They've even begun canvassing those off-campus neighborhoods that are primarily kept with students, and they're teaching them and making sure they understand these guidelines and protocols, all with the hope that if everybody complies and uses common sense, what happened at other universities around the country won't happen here, Bets.
And Monica, I have to ask, would your mantra, wash your hands, wash your hands, wash your hands, should that be kind of the new theme song there, new pep song on campus?
Absolutely. As a matter of fact, there's an electronic sign over the student union that actually says wash your hands. So I would like to think I had something to do with that, but I'm pretty sure the CDC guidance is being well adhered to at most of our public universities around. But yes, wash your hands, wash your hands, wash your hands, wear a mask, don't touch your eyes, nose, and face. I got a whole list now. So, and I'm sure by now everybody's sick of me saying it, but you know what? You can't drive the point home enough.
That's the truth. All right, girlfriend. Thank you so much, Monica. Jay?
Sure. Here are the latest coronavirus numbers for today. The state reporting 958 new cases, which is an increase of 97 cases from yesterday. But that number still is about 150 cases below our 21-day average, which is now, for the first time in weeks, below 1,100 cases. Again, that's that 21-day rolling average. Other numbers now, this is significant. Our trend of declining positivity rate continues as it is now down to 3.3%. That is down 0.4 from yesterday. And that 3.3% positivity rate is the lowest positivity rate Ohio has recorded since the pandemic began. Also significant, our statewide hospitalizations are now below 900 for the first time in months. There are now 894 COVID-19 patients in Ohio hospitals. And in case you're wondering, that number is down 41 from yesterday. And also, just for some context, coronavirus patients make up 4% of all hospitalizations statewide. Deaths also down from 39 yesterday to 36 today. It is 6 minutes past the top of the hour. Time to check in on other headlines making news. And for that, we say our first hello of the day to Russ Mitchell. Hi, Russ.
Hey, Jay. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone. Senator Kamala Harris will make history as the first woman of color to accept a major party nomination for vice president tonight. She will give a virtual speech along with Hillary Clinton, Elizabeth Warren, and former President Barack Obama. Joe Biden became the party's official nominee last night. He will formally accept the nomination tomorrow night. Wildfires continue across Northern California. Check out this terrifying ride captured on video as a driver tries to escape the Hennessy fire, which is burning in Napa County. It's part of at least 7 fires burning across the Bay Area. And Uber is launching a new subscription service called Uber Pass. Customers pay $25 a month to get discounted rates on rides, Uber Eats, plus scooter and bike rentals. There's a limit as to how many rides you can take in a month. And remember that, Jay, so many scooter rides in a month you can take.
Yeah, I'm probably safe. I'm never going to exceed that limit. Just saying.
I hear you, me too.
All right, Russ, thank you very much. We'll see you in a little bit.
See ya.
Betsy?
Well, we could have put this under the show as something good category, but we decided to break it out kind of special because it is certainly some good news. The Girl Scout cookie lineup has some pretty big hitters, but now they're adding a new treat to the team. This one could give other cookies a run for their money, and are you ready for it? It's going to be called Toast Yay, and it's a breakfast-inspired cookie that's French toast flavored. It is also shaped like a French toast. Now, the cookie will only be available in select areas. We're not quite sure yet if we're one of them.
I hope. Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. What is your favorite Girl Scout cookie?
I go back and forth between Samoas and Thin Mints. It depends on really which one is in front of me.
True.
But if I had to pick one, Thin Mints, they never let you down.
Thin Mints are evil. I am positive because
Because they're so good.
Well, first of all, there's 2 little tubes in a package. So you start and you eat one cookie and you're like, this is delicious. And then all of a sudden the tube is gone.
Yeah, I know.
And at least you can say, well, I didn't eat both tubes. So, okay, I'll save the next package for somebody else to share or, whatever. But you can't only eat one. So.
Frozen in vanilla ice cream.
They make ice cream with it.
They do?
Yes.
I just make my
Thin
own.
Mint ice cream.
Oh, it's so good. It is so very good. And speaking of ice cream, I know you know this, Betsy. It is National Soft Ice Cream Day, and it's also Wellness Wednesday here. So we're going to try to bring the two together. Next on What's New, we have new healthy twists on our favorite ice cream treats.
Oh, we need to celebrate.
Look at that.
Sure. And local leaders react to President Trump's tweet about Goodyear.
And Matt Wintz is standing by. Matt, what's coming up in the forecast?
Hi, Jay. The beautiful weather bringing out the lawnmowers in the neighborhood, but that's okay. It's a good day to do that. But we've got comfortable weather now, but the heat is really going to build back as we go into next week. We'll detail the numbers coming up. Out. No, today's the due date.
You heard Jay say it should be national holiday. National Soft Ice Cream Day. And my favorite ice cream shop is Strickland's, being the Akron girl that I am. Now we asked you to tell us your favorite shop on Facebook. Jay, most people are saying East Coast Custard. I do approve of that.
Yeah, 2 thumbs up.
A few others that showed up were K-Cream Corner in Lorraine, Paul's in Shelby. Thanks, Richland County friends, for signing up with us, certainly. Honey Hut's another good one, I think, around here.
I'm going to throw mine in. It's a favorite of everybody in the Sandusky area, Toff's Ice Cream. I don't know what they do to it. I don't know how you improve on ice cream. Somehow they do. It is absolutely tremendous. Now, while ice cream is a great summer treat, we also know it's not exactly great for us.
What?
So, I know, breaking news,
It's
right?
mentally very good for me.
Well, you know what? It can be emotionally satisfying,
Right.
that's for sure. So in today's Wellness Wednesday segment, Chef Anna from Anna in the Raw is going to teach us a new ice cream recipe, Betsy, with a healthy twist.
So if you want to make a little healthier ice cream and you want to do something to kind of get your kids on the right track too, and it's actually really fun, it's so easy. You take a banana, make sure it's ripe. What I did is I cut it up, just like it doesn't have to be even, simple little pieces, and you freeze it. I did 2 bananas for this, and it's a pretty big portion. And I have the Vitamix, of course, because what chef doesn't? But if you could use any blender or food processor, so we're gonna dump that in there. And then it's just like making an easy recipe. So I'm gonna show you how to do the mint chocolate chip. Now, you can use raw cacao chips if you wanted. I do the raw cacao because I don't like a lot of the sugar. It makes me feel lethargic. Or if you have chocolate chips at home, whatever you have, throw it in there, who cares? Make it up as you go. So we're gonna add that in there. And then it's real easy peasy, just about 1/4 cup of milk. Of course, I'm gonna use my own Anna in the Raw Athena cashew milk. Price is Right pose. And I'm just gonna put a little bit in there just so it can mix up. You know, you can always add more, but you can't take it out. I'm using a little peppermint because I'm gonna do the mint chocolate chip. It's one of my favorites. It's about 1/8 of a teaspoon. I don't use measuring cups, so you'll be able to do it. Now, I threw in a little spinach too, frozen spinach if you want, to get some stuff in there, or pistachio, that'll turn it nice and green. But if you have almond butter, peanut butter, Nutella, I'm not gonna judge you. You put whatever you want in there and make it your special creation. So it's pretty easy, that's it. And then we're just gonna put it on the blender, and we're gonna set it to go. We're making ice cream, and then freeze it for another 30 minutes. You just want to get the soft serve texture. 30 minutes later, we have our mint chocolate chip ice cream. And it's, I put the spinach in it. Now you can add sugar. I think the banana makes it sweet enough, but let's try it. That's a little piece of heaven. And you know what, have fun. Add some sprinkles on top. You like coconut? I love coconut. Let's put some of that on there. Sprinkles. I know everybody's kids love sprinkles. We'll put that on there. Now it's a party. I did a cookie dough. You're gonna have so much fun with this. Now that's just, if you have any cookies at home you wanna throw in there, you can throw it in after you mix it and just blend it in like that. And what I did with the cookie dough, you're like, what, Anna? Oh yeah, we got crazy. I put it between 2 cookies, and then you'll just be able to freeze that, and you have an ice cream sandwich.
All right,
I'm
tell
with
the
you, Bets.
truth.
I'm with you.
When she said, put some spinach in it.
I'm out. I am out.
You should have heard the studio. Wow, it was crazy. Oh my goodness.
No way. I know she's trying to make it healthy,
Right.
but then
In green.
how about this? Keep the sprinkles off, keep the spinach out, right? I was waiting for her to throw some Brussels sprouts in there, and I love Anna, and I'm sure it tastes great, but the thought of spinach being mixed in any way, shape, or form, I'm not a spinach fan. With my ice cream, that's not ice cream to me.
Keep in mind, this is coming from a man who said that a shamrock shake was the best thing he ever had in his mouth.
And still stand by it. I still stand by that. It took me over 50 years before I ever tried one.
You had your first one live on the air, and literally we couldn't pry it out of his little hand.
Still one of the greatest things I've ever eaten.
Anywho, Anna says this is a great way to use up extra fruit and save money on your favorite summer treats. You can have the kids do their own toppings if you want to make it fun. Maybe they do want the spinach in there. You can find this recipe and the segment on our app and WKYC.com.
Did you just say maybe they do want the spinach in there?
I think it gives it a beautiful color, and you probably wouldn't even taste it that much.
Okay. All righty. Let's do weather. Matt, do you want spinach in your ice cream? Yes or no?
I want to ask. No, I don't. Absolutely not.
Okay. And Matt's a healthy eater.
Emmy, hey, if I were to make waffles tomorrow morning and put syrup all over them, would you want some spinach on top of those waffles?
No.
No? Why not?
Because I don't like that.
Because you don't like spinach on the top of a waffle or ice cream? That's right. It doesn't belong on there. Anyway,
From the mouth of babes.
I figured she would decide. I figured she'd decide that. Is your weather word today spinach, Jay?
No, I wish it was. It's actually deadline because we're getting very close. And if baby isn't here by 11:59 tonight, I think we're past deadline, right?
Right?
Ooh.
Yeah, give the update.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Boy, you guys have a great memory there. Yeah, I even forgot it was the due date today till my wife told me. But yes, that's right. Today's the due date, and not a whole lot happening yet. We haven't gotten this far yet. We've had both babies early, but we really don't know what to do at this point. Honey, is there any trips or tips or anything we can work on tonight? Not mentionable, she says. Okay, all right, we'll get into that a little bit later.
Use your imagination.
Hey, let's
folks.
talk. Deadline. I got to work on that. All right, let's talk about low temperatures this morning. I know the show's called What's New, but I can't help but talk about how nice and comfortable it was this morning. Look at some of our sensors. Got down to 52 in the Elyria area, 55 Medina, 52 Worcester, 52 Millersburg. A little bit warmer up towards that lakefront as expected, but what a beautiful day, everybody. Sunshine, couple fair weather cumulus clouds. That's about all we have going on across the Great Lakes right now. There's a little system up towards Minnesota that will fall apart as it heads into our high pressure. And our next weather system will actually come to us from the south. There's an upper level low that will develop. This will sling some moisture our way, but again, it's not a slam dunk that we're going to have rainfall at all this weekend. But again, we're going to introduce that scattered to isolated rainfall chance really Saturday and Sunday at this point. Until then, enjoy the weather. National Design Mart hour by hour forecasts. You can see overnight tonight by 11 o'clock. Temperatures already in the 50s for many of you. A great night for a stroll. Tomorrow morning, I think this will be the coolest out of our mornings. Look at that. Maybe a couple upper 40s out in the outlying locations. How about that? What a crisp start to your Thursday morning. But by afternoon, we've got lots of sunshine. We'll be in the mid 70s by noon. I think upper 70s to near 80 degrees ought to do it tomorrow afternoon. But I'll tell you what. We've got more heat in store for those summer lovers. That heat is out west. There is no deadline when it comes to the last day of 90 degrees, and I think we've got more in the forecast. Watch how that heat expands eastward. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Those look to be our hottest days next week, and we'll likely be back into the 90s. In terms of 90-degree stats, our average last 90-degree days is tomorrow. But look at that, 12 out of the last 13 years we've had 90s in September. Your Universal Windows Direct 7-day forecast, there you go, climbing to the mid and upper 80s this weekend. We've got 90s in store next week, and there's your shower and thunderstorm chance Saturday and Sunday. So the heat is on next week, guys, for sure.
Right. Well, at least Steph has nice cool conditions, very comfortable right now, great for taking a walk, which is always the old wives thing to do. So best of luck, guys.
Yeah, our thoughts are with both you guys.
I got you in the 7 if you need it.
No.
I got you.
Betsy's on standby.
Thank you, Betsy.
All right. Thank you. Well, coming up, everybody, President Trump's tweet about Goodyear created a lot of talk on social media, and you can imagine Akron is kind of the epicenter of all of it. We're going to be coming back with how some politicians are responding.
Hey.
All righty, it's 5:23 right now in Cleveland. Time to see what's clicking in Cleveland on this Wednesday afternoon. And for that, we say hello to our digital anchor, Stephanie Haney. Stephanie, hope you're having a great day. I am sure that the internet lit up after President Donald Trump called for a boycott of Goodyear on Twitter. What were you seeing in the reactions?
It did, Jay. Reactions came fast, and there were those who support President Donald Trump, but most of our Ohio officials had a very clear message, and that was, don't mess with Akron. Our Senator for Ohio, Rob Portman, released a statement. He said, I believe private companies are free to set their own guidelines, but I would hope they do it fairly and objectively with respect for free speech. A different message coming, though, from Akron Mayor Daniel Horrigan, who accused President Donald Trump of coming to destroy the American economy and heartland jobs. And he added a jab saying, luckily you seem to fail at everything you do. And then in a second tweet, he said Goodyear has believed and invested in Akron for generations with the hashtag We Stand With Goodyear. Ohio House of Representative Minority Leader Amelia Sykes, who is from Akron, said the city is very protective of its people and what made Akron the city it is today, including Goodyear in that group, and told Trump to stand down. And then at the national level, U.S. Senator for Ohio Sherrod Brown called it absolutely despicable that the president would call for a boycott of an American company based in Akron that employs thousands of U.S. workers. Our Ohio officials not mincing words with the president today. Now, in a friendlier corner of the internet, it is still Cleveland Burger Week, and we've been asking you to show us what you've been getting. These photos come from Deborah Smith. She has so far tried out the jalapeno popper burger from Sauce Tap Room and the 49th Street Burger from where else? 49th Street Tavern, and they look amazing. Keep sending us those. You can do that by using Near Me on the WKYC app and also texting us at 216-344-3300J. We've also got your favorite recommendations for Burger Week on WKYC.com.
Very good, and now I'm hungry. Thank you. Thank you very much for that. Burger Week is
me too.
You just can't keep up because there's too many great burger places in Northeast Ohio. Stephanie, thanks. We'll see you soon. Still ahead on What's New. We know kids love to touch their faces, and now, Betsy, adding the fact that they need to have a face mask on, well, that could make things even worse. We're going to talk to our Dr. Mom about how to prepare your child to wear a mask when they go back to school. I'm sure it's something that you've talked to yours about already.
It is, and it's completely changing directions now.
Yep.
Britney Spears' storyline is far from over. As a matter of fact, she is making a new push to try to remove her father as her conservator, the guy who can make decisions for her. It's definitely an interesting twist.
Plus, you could make a senior's day. I love this story, and I think you will at home too. We're going to tell you how to become a pen pal with residents of a local senior living center. That is such a great idea. All the details coming up. But before we go to break, Betsy, we've got a pop quiz question for you today. The Indianapolis Motor Speedway is, of course, home to the Indianapolis 500, one of the most famous car races in the world. On this date, the Indianapolis Motor Speedway ran its first race in what year? 1900, 1905, or 1909? Think about it. We'll tell you the answer when we come back.
And now, live from WKYC Studios, this is What's New.
Welcome back to What's New. We had another just absolutely picture-perfect, gorgeous day. In fact, outside this morning, I felt just a little chilly,
right?
For a moment.
Felt so good. We had the windows open, fresh air in the house.
But then I see on Matt's forecast 90s by week's end.
Yeah, we'll be clicking the AC back on soon.
All right. So don't get used to it is what we're saying. Welcome back to What's New with Betsy. I'm Jay. Before the break, we asked you what year the Indianapolis Motor Speedway hosted its first race. Betsy, any guesses?
I would say 1905.
You know, I would have guessed 1905 too, but the actual answer is 1909, a little later than I thought. It's built on 328 acres of farmland. It was started, Bets, by local businessmen who built the track so they could test cars that were coming out of Indiana's growing automobile industry at the time. Now it's kind of like the mecca for auto racing, especially that style of racing, IndyCar racing, in the United States.
Absolutely. All right, we're going to keep on moving on, everybody, because today's top talker is COVID on campus. As colleges welcome students back, we want to revisit our question of the day. Tell us how you feel about sending your child back to campus. You can weigh in, WKYC.com/vote now.
While you vote, Kent State welcomes students back today. And we got to look at what's new on campus to keep students and faculty members safe. When students arrived, they received a welcome kit. Betsy, it included 2 masks, hand sanitizer, and sanitation wipes. I guess that's a starter kit.
I guess.
They're definitely going to need more than 2. The school is also telling kids to practice the safe 7 principles, which include hand washing, of course, wearing a mask, staying home when you feel sick. That's a big one. And looking out for other students' well-being.
Okay, well, while Kent State students are settling in, students at 4 other college campuses are already returning home or being told not to come to campus at all. Michigan State made the announcement last night. Undergrad students received a letter to stay home, don't even come to campus, while the university transitions to remote learning. Seniors who live off campus don't seem to be too worried about themselves, but for their younger Spartan siblings, they do have concerns.
Just getting a whole entire year robbed from her at Michigan State because of this illness.
I just talked to my brother and he's extremely upset because it just pretty much ruined all of his plans, and it's just very unfortunate that they're just going to take that opportunity away from them.
Well, and another big part of it, too, is it's a big change to get into college courses, and not being in person, it definitely changes things a bit. Now, the university is offering refunds to students who've already paid for housing for the semester. Also, you saw it there, Notre Dame announced classes will be suspended for 2 weeks because 147 people tested positive for COVID-19.
Yeah, Bets, we always talk about the positivity rate. That's a positivity rate over 17%. That is certainly not what they're looking for. Now, at Oklahoma State, 23 people in one sorority, Betsy, tested positive for the virus. The entire house, as you would imagine, is now under quarantine. So you're weighing in. About 2 out of 3 of you say no, you're not comfortable with the idea of sending your child back to campus. So we've seen this, North Carolina, Notre Dame, Oklahoma State. There are others, Michigan State. It's kind of the same thing when we opened up, Betsy. After everything opened up, what happened? Well, to no one's surprise, our cases again spiked because we were intermingling. No matter, even though we're trying to practice safe social distancing, and it seems like it's the science. If you put a lot of people in a small area, this is going to happen, sadly.
It is, and I think a lot of families are not only concerned about the college campuses, but as schools locally especially start to reopen, could we see the same thing there? So maybe the college campuses are kind of the petri dish or the little experiment before the local undergrad, or the high schools, middle schools, elementary schools start to open up. What's going to happen?
It's going to be very interesting to see what happens.
It's unsettling, right? Here we go again.
It is very unsettling, you're right.
Well, one of the big factors of kids getting back into the classroom is, of course, social distancing and masks. And kids and masks don't always like to get along together. And depending on the age, it can be a frustrating combo for parents. They either don't want to wear it or they're touching their face even more than they normally would. But very soon, many kids will be wearing them in school. It's required. So we talked to our doctor mom, Gina Robinson at the Cleveland Clinic, about how to get your kids to keep the mask on. She suggests making a game out of it.
Practice at home sometimes. Say, okay, we're going to put the mask on for 30 minutes. Let's see if we cannot touch our faces. Maybe you can put something on that will stain the mask at home when they touch their faces. You can make a game out of it. I think it's just going to take a lot of reminders and a lot of practice to adjust to what we need to be doing to help keep everyone safe.
And she said, we're all going to touch our face here and there. Just make sure you're washing your hands frequently. Cue Monica, wash your hands, wash your hands, wash your hands.
Yeah, absolutely. You cannot wash them enough. All right, Betsy, one of the terms that we've heard a lot of over the last couple of months is digital divide. In case you don't know, that is basically the divide between those in our communities that need access to the internet for learning, but they don't have it. And we are currently at 3 News in week 2 of our Computers for Kids campaign. This cannot be stressed enough how important it is. The whole idea is to help fix and close that digital divide for many Northeast Ohio students that are facing going back to school without the proper equipment. Brandon Simmons shows us how communities and corporations are stepping up to try to bridge that gap.
Most students in Cuyahoga County will be expected to learn from home this fall, a difficult task for many who don't have reliable internet or computers to use. That's where you come in.
These computers will get in the hands that most need them.
In Bay Village, dozens of computers were donated during a collection in partnership with PCs for People, a nationwide organization that collects and refurbishes computers to be donated to those in need. Thanks to some Cleveland companies who want to make a difference, the donations will soon become much larger.
We needed to do something that could make a significant impact. It had to be measurable and be able to get done in a reasonable time frame.
Following the deaths of George Floyd and Breonna Taylor, GE Lighting CEO Bill Lacey wanted to do something to help fix issues that lead to racial inequality. So he partnered with Eaton Corporation CEO Craig Arnold and Fred Nance, a managing partner at Squire, Patton & Boggs, pledging to donate thousands of used computers in the coming years.
While those computers may be out of date for the employees of these corporations, they are still very relevant and good computers and can satisfy the majority of the needs that the citizens of Cuyahoga County would need.
The trio felt this was the least they could do to help fix a major problem, and they're recruiting other companies to do the same. Now, this is an ongoing campaign with the next Computer for Kids collections happening next week in Solon and North Royalton. We have all the information you need on our website and in the WKYC app. I'm Brandon Simmons, 3 News.
Thank you. Very important information. And again, it's on our website if you need to find out how you can help. Today's show is something good, Betsy. We love this because it's from our 3 News family. 2 of our digital producers, look how precious.
Oh my God.
Our new fathers. First, Ryan Haydett and his wife Leah welcomed their baby girl Dylan May into the world. Dylan was 6 pounds, 12 ounces. And we know Ryan is counting down the days until Dylan can join him on all the rides at Cedar Point. Big Cedar Point fan.
Both of them are.
I know. And then, just a few days later, Ben Axelrod and his wife Tori had their baby boy, Sonny Michael. He was 7 pounds, 8 ounces. And the day Sonny was born, Ben said, Mom and baby were doing great. Dad, though, well, he's still in shock. Congratulations to all of them. What beautiful pictures, beautiful families, and our entire Channel 3 family wishes you nothing but the best.
We have a little bit of a baby boom going on here at the station.
We
had
do.
Sarah that had her baby, and some of our web folks were waiting on Matt's baby to arrive, certainly. But I think the really big baby boom is still to come, probably sometime about the first of the year.
I think you are absolutely right.
The pandemic quarantine babies will be hitting the streets, certainly. So more to come, everybody. And speaking of more to come, still ahead here on What's New, Riverdale fans, it appears the next season will start well into the future. Stay tuned for the scoop and pop break.
And Matt, what's going on outside?
Hi, Jay. Beautiful breeze continues to blow here across Northeast Ohio. A very comfortable evening out in front of us, but that heat is going to build back, and we're still tracking some shower and thunderstorm chances in your forecast. Let's detail it next. Can I ask a question? Are you still ticklish? Are you still ticklish? That worked.
It's time for your pot break for the day today, and the Free Britney movement has been big on social media recently. Now Britney Spears is asking the court to remove her dad from being her conservator and having control over her life decisions. Romney Smith has all the details in today's pot break.
After years of fans voicing their concerns over the mental and physical health of Britney Spears under her father's conservatorship, the singer has officially requested to have her father removed by the courts. James Spears originally took on that responsibility after the pop star's emotional breakdown more than a decade ago. Sources now saying that Britney is currently looking at keeping her temporary conservator on long term or possibly ending the whole deal altogether. It's a sad day for fans of the Netflix political comedy show Patriot Act with Hassan Minhaj. The streaming service canceled the show after 6 seasons and less than 2 years after the first episode dropped. Fans are not completely accepting defeat, though. A petition online has garnered widespread support, urging Netflix to reconsider, especially because of the geopolitical issues still facing our country and the important election coming up in less than 3 months. And Lily Reinhart spilled all the details on the upcoming season of Riverdale to Jimmy Fallon last night, including that the show will experience a 7-year time jump. The actor said it's a good thing, too, that the characters will look a little different because she, like everyone else, has spent quarantine snacking. Amen, Lily.
Who hasn't been snacking?
What is it, the quarantine 15? Is that a thing?
Oh, at least, yes.
Oh, get out.
It fluctuates, you know. At least we've gotten the weather to get outside. You know, the summer weather's been really conducive for that. But boy, oh boy, winter's coming, so.
It is coming, so enjoy. I know we're going to complain about 90s because it's been so beautiful the last couple of days. But Betsy, when it's 90 on Saturday and Sunday or whatever it's going to be, just think about February. That's what I do.
Yeah,
I'll
it has been a great summer so far. That's what everybody's been talking about recently. Matt Wentz certainly no stranger to this conversation. I'm sure you've had a lot of people saying what a great summer it's been for us, too.
Yeah, Betsy, it's been fantastic. I went to the grocery store today, and literally people lined the sides of the aisle I was on and were just applauding, and there was some confetti at one point. I mean, it's been wonderful. But, you know, like Jay said, February, you go to the grocery store and things are getting thrown at me. I sent my wife in February, so I totally understand what everyone's going through. I mean, I grew up here as well, so I get it, all right? Winter's rough around here, but it has been a nice stretch. And, you know, even the heat is nice compared to what we deal with in the middle of the winter with all the gloomy days that we tend to have. So the big picture, why is it so nice, right? That's what we like to explain. Well, we've got a big old high pressure sitting over the state of Michigan. That could be one of the only good things Michigan gives us. Sorry, Ohio State grad. But you can see some of the rain off towards the north. That is all shrinking in coverage because it's high pressure eating away at it. And that brings in the northerly flow. We've got a nice wind off the lake across pretty much all of northeast Ohio. A couple of fair weather cumulus. Other than that, just a beautiful evening. Look at dew points right now in the 40s, almost area wide right now. That is air you cannot feel. if you're out for a walk, for a run, whatever it happens to be, there's no sweat happening whatsoever that you can feel at least. Temperatures generally in the 70s right now. It is just going to be a spectacular evening. But as we mentioned, that heat will return. Look at the heat off towards the west. That's the core of it. Out towards Bismarck, almost 100 degrees up in areas of North and South Dakota. You can see areas of Texas in the 90s. That is under a ridge of heat that will eventually come eastward. It's going to take its time. We start to get back into the warmth on Friday. Saturday, Sunday is going to be pretty warm around here as well. And then the core of that heat, as of right now, looks to arrive Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of next week. The good news is it doesn't have a lot of staying power, but we still have quite a few 90-degree chances out in front of us. Now, our average last 90-degree day is tomorrow, but keep in mind that's the average since late in the 1800s. I did a little digging. September, the last 12 out of 13 years, we've had 90-degree temperatures in September, so that's later than average. And we've had 6 out of the last 7 years more 90 degrees in September than in August. So the facts over the last really 10, 15 years or so kind of stacked against us in terms of getting rid of these 90s. And we're sure to see some here in the forecast, but not tonight. National Design Mart hour-by-hour forecast, a comfortably cool night. We may have some upper 40s in some of those traditionally cool outlying locations tomorrow morning. Lots of sunshine tomorrow. Notice the wind direction shift, though. It'll be out of the south-southeast, and that will start to bring in a little bit more humidity than what we've seen over the last 2 days. Universal Windows Direct 7-day forecast taking you through it. We're up into the mid and upper 80s over the course of the weekend. In terms of those rainfall chances, just a slight chance late Saturday, and then Sunday some scattered storms around, but all indications are that heat really arrives in earnest Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of next week. Guys?
All right. Thank you, Matt. We aren't sure what we're supposed to say. Appreciate it. We'll see you at 7.
Everything okay?
Yep, we're good. Listen to this.
I'm past 21.
Well, you know what? You look great for your age.
I feel good. Thank God, not good. Poo-poo.
Poo-poo, I love this. We met with some pretty awesome seniors, and you are going to love them. We're going to share how you can connect with them, too, and gain a pen pal.
And Betsy, this is one smart dog. Look at him. We're going to show you how he manages to pull the food containers off the counter. Look at him. He's filled with mischief. It's our Worth the Watch. It's coming up.
Well, this pandemic has caused a lot of people to feel alone and isolated, and it's especially tough for those in assisted living and nursing homes.
It really is, Betsy. We've seen that throughout this pandemic. So a senior care facility in Virginia came up with a great idea, a pen pal program for its residents. It was so popular, it took off on social media.
So we sent our Lindsay Buckingham to check out a local center and spotlight some of their special residents.
This is the post by Victorian Senior Care in Virginia. It brought so much joy, even Katie Couric shared it. In just over a month, the program receiving more than 150,000 letters from pen pals all over the world. So we thought, why don't we try it right here at home at Montefiore of Menorah Park in Beechwood. This is Michael. He likes shopping and the great outdoors.
I love to be out in the world. I was a hike leader in California for the state park systems for quite some time, and I just love the outdoors.
Someone's going to snatch you up in a heartbeat, Michael, and if they don't, I'm going to.
Okay, it's a deal.
Get to know my new friend Jake. He loves jazz, and our conversation hit all the right notes.
When you're smiling, the whole world smile with you.
Well, you made me smile. I could listen to you sing all day.
Sweet and smart. That's Marjorie. She likes chocolate and crossword puzzles. But I also learned she's very well traveled.
Look, I liked it when I could call up the airlines and say, hey, I want an airline to France and rent me a car.
Well, you've lived a lot of life and you are spunky. It would be fun for you to have a pen pal. You'd probably have a lot to share with them.
And if you need a good laugh, Diane is your gal.
I'm direct from Paris.
She loves clowns and Coca-Cola. And I quickly found out she's got a wicked sense of humor.
I'm past 21.
Well, you know what? You look great for your age.
I feel good. Thank God, knock wood, poo-poo. You thank God for every day you've got, because the days are short. Okay, thank you for the interview. Now I feel like an old...
Off the record.
I loved talking with John, and as a sports lover, he's tough to beat at checkers.
What's the secret? How do you get good at checkers?
Well, you practice just like you do anything else, you know. I don't care for dominoes too much, but checkers, that make you think, and I like to talk a lot of trash.
And finally, this is Rana, a true inspiration.
I have multiple sclerosis, but I've connected with people from all over the world that have the same illness as I do. And how wonderful is that?
She likes shopping and keeping up with social media. And as the president of the resident council here, she's also a brave leader.
And it took me 8 years to realize why I'm here. And I'm here to speak for those that can't. And if I feel a certain way, you bet they do too.
So if you're someone who likes connection, be a part of the legacy of these amazing residents. You just might get a lifelong pen pal along the way. Lindsay Buckingham, 3 News.
Okay, I thought the Mike Polk song yesterday was going to be my favorite story of the week.
I don't think so.
Lindsay,
It's
that
good,
is a home run.
but this is so
Mike
cool.
I love that story, and I know you're probably thinking what Betsy and I are thinking as we're watching this. What do we do if
Right?
we want to write
My
these
kids
people?
would love this.
Oh, I can. So many people are going to do this. We have got all the information right now. It's on our website, wkyc.com. You talk about making a difference.
Right.
Some of these folks are so lonely and so isolated, and look how fun it is to get an old-fashioned mail.
Right, snail
a
mail.
letter in the mail.
Bring it on. And by the way, we also have good word that this and poo-poo means knock on wood.
Yes, very good. Worth the watch is next.
I like that. Poo-poo.
What a great
Would you do me a favor and please ask Mark if I can say to him when he comes out that as of now we have no reaction from Governor DeWine or Senator Rob Portman?
And the city's third largest employer. It is one of the companies, yes, that earned Akron the nickname the rubber capital of the world. Tonight, Goodyear is under attack from President Trump. Good evening, I'm Laura Queso. Okay.
Hey, how are you? Ohio voters are at the center of a new political firestorm thanks to President Trump.
Monica, mic check. Monica, mic check. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hello, hello, hello. This is college after all. And
Oh, we are all animal lovers here on What's New, and this Worth a Watch is hard not to love. This dog, this sweet Berber, puts its 2 paws on the counter and watch, tries a little bit farther, ooh, I can almost reach it. He's trying to get those food containers that are there. Finally gets one. Oh, that one works. Okay, take it down, and then look at the face.
He's busted.
Totally, just stands there. I just love the look on that dog's face.
Oh,
you
man.
can tell the dog's like, geez, fine, I'll drop it.
As a proud owner of 2 Goldens, I know that look. I know that look. We're out of time. Hope you enjoyed that.
No.
And more.
There it is.
What are you doing?
Oh. You can just laugh.
Absolutely precious. Now we're out of time. We hope you join us tomorrow at 5 for another edition of What's New.
What Matters Most with Russ and Laura starts right now.
Now it's